Little trade another day.
And tomorrow, I'm the biggest bear out there. So be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Live to trade another day. Live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Is it the bottom yet? I'm tryna buy up everything. Not gon' get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dive in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day. Live to make another Don't be scared, G. Like paid in full, get your bread, B. Cold wallet full of crypto,
everyone?
yeah. Big Lebowski.
Let's get
Can't
everyone
forget
in,
to
let's
tip
go.
the waitress. Fear and loathing in Las Vegas. Tupac told us about the changes. People hating on your greatness. Mansion looking hella spacious. Shoes, they ain't got no laces. This the Aquarius age. Life happen in different phases. Our money.
Let's go. This is the Aquarius age, my friends. Life happens in different phases. Out with money, in with crypto, analog to digital. What is going on, my friends? Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Welcome. It is Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. So, we had some interesting developments with the Federal Reserve saying that they might not actually cut the rates again this year and wait till next year. That there's no reason that they should be cutting any more of the rates until next year so they can get more of their data. Which is basically, they're like, we just need to know if the economy really is as bad as everyone says it is. Well, guess what, Fed? It is. It kind of sucks in terms of the jobs, terms of inflation, terms of the ratio of people's salaries compared to what home prices are valued at, what the grocery bill is, and what just about everything is. So yeah, the economy sucks. We've been just getting squeezed and quantitative choked for about 4 years. So yes, it's not as good. Might look good for some people, but not for the middle class, the everyday worker, the blue collar worker. Kind of looks like crap. But for the people that were at least tuned into maybe buying up all those dips and buying the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt, well, man, it's looking pretty good. But we're going to get into how we're just going to honestly ignore all of this and we're going to zoom out. we're going to zoom out and we're going to talk about dollar cost averaging again. I know, boring, right? But we are going to use these opportunities to look long term and realize that everything is going from analog to digital, like it did in every single type of tech sector. The evolution of the things that we've used to communicate, our infrastructures, all of this stuff in terms of social, entertainment, and what we have used for the catalyst of the evolution of everything, going from a way that we do things, and then all of a sudden we don't do it like that anymore. And we go to the next thing. We keep evolving. So this is where the financial system is heading, where they have no choice but to go on chain, because when you start to unravel the Ponzi scheme that is the Federal Reserve and the fiat money system that's all based on debt, then you start to realize that there is no other way out than to invest into assets. It's been the stock market, but now we have this whole complete, new money system that is right in front of us that we can create. You can even create your own token and create your own ecosystem of value based on you yourself as the brand. That's where we're at right now, but you can do anything. So this is why crypto is so important. This is why crypto does give you a essence of freedom and a different type of way to use your freedom by being able to be on chain with multiple different addresses and ways to do it, to connect into DeFi. And this is why it's so important to learn about this right now, because pretty soon, thought the jobs were bad. Now the jobs are going to get worse, and there's going to be even less jobs. While there are jobs that will be created, but are you going to be one of those people that have that skill for that particular job that is going to be created? Because guess what the jobs are going to be? It's going to be crypto stuff. It's going to be AI. It's going to be a lot of that focused in that sector. So not to say that everyone needs to become an AI expert, but you might want to have it in your back pocket, and you might want to also have investing in crypto and those things in your back pocket as well. But there's this really interesting story, and I can't remember exactly who the teacher was, but there was a very famous, I think he was a Hindu teacher or a Buddhist teacher that traveled around, and he would do talks at colleges and universities and things, and he was kind of like a guru. And one of the people in the crowd asked the guy the question. He's like, how are we, we all can't stop doing what we're doing. We all can't, if everyone became, we have to, not everyone can go to the mountaintop or go into a cave and meditate. And he was given the dichotomy basically between, regular everyday life that we have to live, and we can't all just disappear. And the example that the guru said, well, we can't all be, bankers either. We can't all have a world full of bankers. So it's this really interesting kind of thing where it's like a balance, it's a balance, and there's a time for everything. And so, yeah, it's really interesting when you start to think about stuff like that. All right, so let's get into it, my friends. Let's get into it. I want to pull up this Bitcoin chart really quick, because this is very fascinating. I don't know if you guys remember looking at this Bitcoin chart with me. This is the Bitstamp chart. We marked that from the last support level that brought us to the recent all-time high resistance, which was at 124,552. Oh my gosh, got these AI. We were trying to test streaming on Kick, but every time we stream on Kick or Twitch, we get one viewer. And it's usually a bot. So I'm about to just just stop the streaming on on Kick and Twitch altogether. So this is what is so let's point this out. I don't know if you guys remember the last time we were pointing out these movements. We saw this channel happening here. We saw, there's kind of like an ascending wedge from this from this channel. And we thought to ourselves, if we're going to continue the momentum, we're going to get resistance somewhere here. So we were almost got it. But we thought it was going to go up a little bit further. We set an alarm here, but we ended up getting resistance at 118,000. And so here was the move. Said I would love to just hit some resistance and then bounce off this line. Be great to bounce off this line. But what ended up happening is we went exactly right here where we had this line marked, where we had previous support, where we had it here. So I thought, okay, if we go, 11, we did an 11% move from this support zone here. Let's see if we would be able to, possibly bounce from that point. So it's interesting to see that it hit exactly right on this line from this point here, going from the 18th, going from Thursday, Friday by the end of the week. And then looks like it could be the spot. It's just crazy because it's literally exactly on the line that we put the price range. Pretty crazy. I just thought that I love when that happens, when you do your drawings or your dubious speculation cartoon drawings on the chart, and you end up the price ends up lining up exactly as predicted. But this is what's cool is right here. The only reason why we marked it exactly right there is because that was some previous support. It's previous support. So let's see if this is the bounce. If it's not, then I would be looking for 109, 107. Those are the interesting levels that some people are calling. So if it's not 109, 107, then the next level to hit would then that was it. Then this was it. But this is why people are calling for some lower prices here, because if you look at 107, you can see here, that was big support that brought us up. We went from 107 and pulled a 12% move to the upside. So anytime we've hit support on Bitcoin in these over 100K levels, because this is like over 100K now, we have some established support now. Now that we've been over 100K for a long time, like basically since the middle of May, we dropped down, we wicked down here, but I would say like we've been basically over 100K since May and June. And we briefly went down to like 98, but it wasn't for very long. If we go to the daily chart, so we've been over 100K now for a while. Let's see. Let's go to the monthly chart. Actually, that'd probably be a better way to look at it, is just look at the monthly chart. You look at the monthly chart, and these are primarily just that wick right there. But then, yeah, we've been basically over 100K for a good amount of time now. So what it's giving us is more data and established support levels, which was at 107. You can see here 107, 107, and then you can see here 112. So hopefully that sustains. So let's get into a little bit of the overall news for the week, and also just some forecasting. We'll look at the overall crypto trends here, and actually really like following crypto.com's I think this is their Substack. Yeah, this is a crypto.com research, their Substack, and they do updates pretty frequently. And they provide the data, they provide the charts, they do the quick takes. So we like to use this to get a good get a good dial on the markets. And welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. We do these live streams Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we've been having fun doing them. And you are part of the dojo crew if you're here. So just know that when you step into this live stream, you're stepping into the dojo. So BTC's 3-month and 6-month implied volatility fell to a 2-year low. So Crypto.com integrates with Say to provide custody. So I guess they didn't have Say network as an option. So I guess now you can hold some Say on Crypto.com. Link in the description. Let's see. Zoo's Power selects Crypto.com to support its digital asset treasury strategy. So not familiar with Zoo's. I don't know what Zoo's is. So U.S. spot BTC ETFs had a net inflow of 887 million last week compared to the 2.3 billion the week before. So yeah, the reason for the prices kind of trending down was due to the fact that the ETF volume slowed. There was a little bit of sell off. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough, coupled with a lot of the numbers and the data coming out. Like it all made sense from the consolidation to for us to hit a certain point where we're like, okay, we're gonna hit a sell off. Gold is a big indicator and a leading indicator into why crypto sells off. When gold is pumping, a lot of the times crypto will have taken a dip. And so gold then pumps, crypto takes a dip and goes down a little bit, and then we see crypto then be the next asset class to then pump. But it makes sense that if that's the case, that's a great leading indicator to know that there's going to be a flush of leverage. It brings the market down to what the true market value is of where buyers are going to come in again. And then that continues the next leg to the upside. And then again, Binance and Coinbase and the big exchanges and all the big players are going to have their levels and ranges to destroy traders. I might even go as far as they are trading against their customers and their own selves and creating the liquidations and the wash trading by doing it in massive clips. And then if they're all doing it, no wonder there was $1.2 billion of liquidations that cascaded over the market. Because as we showed you before on the established ranges of liquidations of high leverage trades, that's like max pain. So they're going to bring it to max pain on each side, and then at the same time, the big whales are knowing this is happening, and they're going to time it, hopefully, and they'll be setting limit orders on spot and also in their own leverage positions at the point where they see at least close to max pain. This is how Marty Party trades. So if you ever follow Marty Party, this is exactly how he trades. He's like, I just set alerts and set my limits at liquidation levels that the market is almost like 90% almost is going to bring it to those levels. And that's how he trades. I'm getting there. I'm starting to really pay attention to it more. And instead of just trying to constantly trade every day, like I just want to see where the market's going to like just destroy people first. And then we can try and get an entry in those levels. I don't really want to short right now. Like I'm not fine. I don't really, because a short is going to be very short-winded. And your long opportunity, if you're not super high leverage or not even, the leverage doesn't even matter at a point to if you can get at support and we're at a shelf and we're bottomed and now we're going to go to the next leg up, because then you know, the market could still go down as long as you're taking profits on your trade and you're you know, your baby in the trade. You could just keep longing. You don't even have to short. You just wait. But yeah, this is interesting. So yeah, let's check gold. We're going to look at gold now, and gold is the leading indicator for the next leg up. That's all we have to think about gold right now is like, look, if gold is breaking out, which it truly has. I mean, it is really showing the potential of a cup and handle breakout and how bullish that can be. It's completely overextended the breakout. So normally on a breakout of a cup and handle that I've been studying and looking at different breakouts of other charts that have done this, because Bitcoin's done this. There's been other coins. I'm sure we can go through the list. And if we look back historically, we've seen cup and handle pattern breakouts. And a lot of the times they just do the depth of the cup, you know, and then there's some consolidation. But this has just been, gold has just been like, look, even from the bottom of the handle, because here's the handle. The handle is the consolidation from the resistance points. And resistance points for cup and handles, you can see you have it here and you have it here. And then you end up getting a bottom of the handle, and then that's when we get the breakout. It usually goes back to test the all-time high, and then it just continues an uptrend. But this thing went super, super parabolic and is continuing the move, because the depth of the cup from the bottom was about 80%. So if you want to go from the true bottom of it, it's about 80%. This thing now from the bottom of the handle has now gone up 125%. 125%. Okay, follow me, guys. All right, please follow me. Now we're going to bring you to the Bitcoin futures chart that shows the exact cup and handle. Okay. Now we're going to get all these fibs out of the way. We're going to move all this. We're going to move all this stuff. We don't need any of this stuff. We don't need any of this. We can clear all this crap out of the way so you can see. So we don't need any of that. It's just like all in the way. Now look at this. Here's if you want to go from the bottom, so we're going to go from at least like around an average bottom of where that cup is right here. 243%, okay? Now, if gold is doing a comparison ratio from 80% to 123, then if we're going to do the same ratio move, because Bitcoin is the quote digital gold, I'm not going to put my bars of gold on my backpack or in a trunk and in a wheelbarrow and then go haul it over to send it to my buddy. No, we're going to be using crypto, and gold is just a old school hedge. It's still going to go up, but let's be honest with ourselves here. If you don't think crypto and Bitcoin can do the same type of breakout ratio for what's happening with gold right now, this is how we get to a $200,000 Bitcoin. The gold is just the leading indicator for it right now. 100%. This cycle is broken. It's not a 4-year cycle anymore. The 4-year cycle is over. And I will be there's been other people that have been saying it, but I will be the one to really like say it here. It is, the cycles are done. Those 4-year cycles, it was all like, if we were supposed to have already peaked technically 50 days ago. That was supposed to be the end of the bull market. There's no way that was it. There's no way. I don't see it. There's no freaking way that was it. I'm not gonna believe that. That's gonna make me so short-term blinded. And I think it's like going off of old data right now, or going off of these cycles now. The only thing that this has given me is that it's broken. Because if this was the case, then we would have went in the red right here, just like we did after the halving, second halving, or the first halving, second halving, and the third halving. We've gone into the orange and the red after a certain point. It's usually about 520 days. That's where we peak. So according to this chart, then then that was it, and then we're going to go back into the green and the blue and just be in a bear market. I just don't see it. I don't see it because we're not in the red, we're not in the orange. I think that's going to happen either at the end of this year. We could get surprised and really like start cranking towards the end of this year, but we really start to see the true action next year. That's why I want to zoom out. I want to try and just have patience, because crypto people, it's like squirrel brain, goldfish brain, eating little fish flakes in the bowl and just being happy with the fish flakes while not realizing yeah. I don't know if that's a bad analogy. But like it's like I could compare that to the goldfish brain Solana holder that's taking the crumbs of the fish flakes and being happy with that, and then eventually maybe not having any crypto at all. I don't want to be like that. On X, someone, number one said, bull market is not done yet. Oh, hold on. Oh, let me get that comment. Where'd it go? Let me get my chat. Where's my chat? Oh man, that comment went away super fast. I gotta go back. Let me go to the live stream. Okay. King Kong says, bull market is not done yet. This cycle 4 years ago, October is when crypto went up. Yeah. How many people we got watching on X? We got 29 people. Okay, well, man, finally, I think all 29 of you might be real people. Make sure you're hitting the heart button and you are reposting so we can get more people in here. But yeah, it's just like this, that like people will make fun of you. It's funny. People will make fun of you for referencing the Bitcoin rainbow chart. They'll make fun of you for using MetaMask. And they'll make fun of you for being bullish ETH, Sol, and Bitcoin all at the same time. They're like, you need to choose a side. Choose. And I'm like, calm down. Like, I can even like Cardano and Pulse Chain at the same time if I want to. It's like, it's not up to you guys to dictate this. But that's why crypto is amazing. Like, you could just be full porting NFTs just exclusively if you want to. You could just be like, just in the metaverse. I mean, you could, and what's cool about crypto is that in every single sector, there's an opportunity that you can make a 10x or more. In every single niche, every single thing, it's just being able to study it long enough, be hungry enough to try and find all that stuff, and then really, then it's, are you going to take the risk? Are you going to put your capital, your money into it, and then ride or die with it? Or are you going to let it go? Like, it's just, that's how this game is. So with now that we're starting in this is what I'm talking about this, because when I think about crypto, I think about all the different amounts of crypto that I've had, that I've sold, that I've held, that I've, whatever I've done, all these, 4 years of being in crypto. since 2021, and I would be way better off in my journey in crypto if I would have just had more patience, less moving around, less getting distracted. Most of the stuff that I hold now and care about now is stuff that I've known about for about 3 years or longer. Some of them being a little bit newer, like the memes like Pepe and Ticker Bitcoin and, just all that stuff that's been about, over the past 2.5, 3 years. But most of the stuff that I'm still following today, I like. So the point is that I could have just been aggressively accumulating regardless of the prices and just be using this as a hedge against myself and the financial system. It's like, that is just showing you you're showing yourself that you don't want to be a part of the system, how it's been used and how we've been treated inside of it. So it's like our vote and our way that we can, get out of the system is to be like, this is our stuff. This is our system. Crypto is our way out. To feel more free, to feel more sovereign, to feel like we have control of something. And so we have to take profits. You're going to have different amounts of crypto, but ultimately I've just felt like, man, I caught the bug early enough to where if I would have just been like laser focused, like a robot, I would have thousands and thousands of dollars more of crypto. So I think the name of the game here, my friends, is to not be like, oh, well, let's try and time the market. Let's not time the market. Let's aggressively dollar cost average every single time. I want us to feel so bad about ourselves when we buy something stupid instead of buying crypto. Because what the hell else do we need to be buying right now? Nothing else. Assets. This is how we're going to survive and thrive. Surviving has sometimes a negative, feeling towards it as a word. You're surviving, like you got to survive, and if you don't survive, you're gonna die. So, but no, it's an insurance. It's like insurance. It's your insurance. It's like your own insurance policy against the system. In a sense. Because if you're going to hold all your money in fiat cash and not invest and just hope that the government is responsible, you're toast. You are toast. Because then you're basically saying by not investing and that means that you don't believe inflation is real. You think the government is responsible and can manage your money properly, so then you can get a return on it and your purchasing power doesn't go down by like 50% or more. I could just keep going down the line. So once people wake up to that simple fact that they're like, oh, if I break it down that way, like the more I'm not investing, the more I'm just thinking that the government's just doing a great job. Like, no. We know now that the people that are rich and the most rich and the wealthiest people in the world, they built their wealth off of investing, and they built their wealth off of compounding interest and continuing to make their money work for them, knowing the fact that if they kept it in the bank account and put it under the mattress or did put it in the backyard, that it would be worth half the value. And Headband said, if US dollar is going down, don't you think they'll fix it soon? The only way, well, what do you think the fix is? Why do you think gold is going up so much? And at the same time, the dollar is going down. All of the yields are going down now. The interest rate is still too high. They're going to eventually cut it to a level that is where they will confidently print more money. They already set up the legislation in the bill, the big beautiful bill, to make sure that when they print more money, it's not crossing over the debt ceiling or whatever, and then we go bankrupt. They have to shut the government down and all this stuff. Well, I think the way that they're going to, quote, fix it is that because the Fed already prints money, but then they digitally mint. They already digitally mint money, like on computers. Like they just. Elon said, like, the government even has these, like, it's basically just money machines. It's where they just, like, from certain computers, they go, all right, we're going to just. $1 trillion is going to go here. And this is legit. This is how we've managed money here. And this is why do you think things are the way that they are? It's not backed by anything. None of it, like most of it isn't traced in the way that the real supply, like where you see asset, like market cap of like the supply of the US dollar, 22 trillion. That's probably not circulating supply. Probably there's probably so much money that is not accounted for that has just been just out of thin air that has contributed to just the likes of, I mean, everything. It's the reason we have still this on the dollar is that's what powers the machine. You know, it's like the money printer is what powers the machine of control. It's what all that money goes into in the investment of the mainstream media, you know, like, you know, psyop machine. Where do you think all that money comes from? So when you start to realize that dollar is connected to all that and you start to invest in crypto, you really do actually start to feel like you do feel like kind of like a libertarian almost, like, you know, that's what, you know, the libertarian movement and Bitcoin kind of align very strongly together in terms of the ethos of like what you should be able to do, but also that you do still have to, you know, you have to follow certain aspects of the law. So you go into libertarianism, but quote, in also with moral and ethics, as you could maybe say you would get from religion. So then it's your choice. So it's either you're going to be a shitty human or not. And then using your sovereign wealth to be able to help people. And also take care of your family and help people in and around you. So we got off track. We started ranting. But the Fed they're just going to continue to print money and it's going to go into Bitcoin. So I think how we were going to get back on track. We want to pull up the Dixie. So let's see how the dollar's doing. The dollar, I've been projecting to go back to the levels of where we had Bitcoin breaking all-time highs in the last bull market. So remember, the last bull market peak happened in October, in November or August. It actually peaked in it was like August, somewhere around there, and then it went. And actually, it was interesting because if you see this, if you look at the weekly on the dollar index, it matched the exact patterns of what was happening with the markets. This was where we had the first this is where we had close to like the first all-time highs. The dollar was down the lowest. Then when we had Bitcoin take the plunge from, I think its all-time high, the dollar went up. Then when we had the next all-time high, which was around November, that was when the dollar started to trend up and Bitcoin went into the bear market. So as we were going into the bear market, the dollar was going up. Risk off, we went risk off. So this was risk, that was risk on, risk off. Same thing. I feel like we could be trending down into this area again. And then I would be very curious to see where crypto, in terms of the total cryptocurrency market cap, would be at. Because this is gonna be my guess, is we go here in the first quarter of 2026. And because of this is the reason and the correlation of why the Fed would then have the rate be at 3%. Or almost below 3% for the federal fund rate. Because the dollar would just be so just terrible. Just super low. It's what COVID is also what justified the rates being low, but then also look at the dollar being just so weakened. And then when we were all up here, interest was like, as the highest it's been in 10 years. So we go here and total cryptocurrency market cap, I think will be here at about 7 trillion. So from the bottom of the cup and handle breakout, we would be getting then a $7 trillion breakout. And my guess is we do it about right here. That is my best guess of where we could be heading just here in the quote short term. But I'm in crypto for the long haul. Like, I believe that by acquiring these digital assets and just not focusing so much on the day-to-day price action and just accumulating like madmen, I'm like thinking this industry will over the next 5 to 10 years grow to $100 trillion industry. You have to think that this is the back end and settlement layer for data, for financial rails, for AI, for security, for payments, for POS systems, for banking contracts, for real estate, for everything. Everything. So you have to think about then go into each sector that I just said and go into their market cap value. And then all you need to do is say, if each of these companies and each of these industries even just invested 5 to 10% of what their value is into crypto, that's how you speculate a value increase of that much. So it's not some crazy number to be like, wow, that's way too bullish. Like, I think even 7 trillion is bearish. Like, I think this industry is way undervalued for what it really truly is. And we've just been gaslit to think otherwise and make them be like, oh, it's cyclical, it's just gonna be. No, this thing is takeover quality. This is the facts to the email, okay? This is the facts to the now how we communicate around the world. This is the damn switchboard where people were switching on the operator. You guys are probably, I don't know if many of you are even old enough that you even called an operator before. I'm old enough that I used to call the operator. Like, so what are we talking about here? I'm talking that 7 trillion's bearish, and you should be thinking that crypto over the next 5 to 10 years will be $100 trillion ecosystem. Because one company, NVIDIA, is the value of crypto right now. That is laughable. Laughable. So massively, massively undervalued. So if we're getting even just a couple $1,000s into crypto right now, and you're willing to ignore all of the noise, ignore your biggest KOL, ignore your biggest whoever the hell is telling you and trying to convince you to do whatever, buy whatever, you just need to shut all that up and just be like, I'm just going to aggressively accumulate. You could be as boring as just like, I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. I'm going to put a few $1,000s into the top 15, 20 projects right now. And even just doing that, you could chuck a dart at some of these things right here, and you probably would still outperform all the people trying to time the market, trying to be a trader, trying to be this, trying to be that. Because I've had the stories where me, who I've done the thing where I've gotten distracted, tried to be the trader, tried to do the thing, whatever, tried to get more by trading. And then I hear a story where some freaking dude who doesn't even watch the charts all day just was like, yeah, my friend told me to buy a couple $1,000 in a Coinbase, and then I had forgot about it, and I checked it, and it went up about and I made $20,000. I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's fantastic. I'm like, yeah, no, that's good. I'm like, that's good for you. Seems like you didn't get a case of crypto Twitter like I did, which is a cancer. Because what it'll do will make you think that something called Dougal or so, I don't know. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's stupid. It's crazy. Because that is just the perfect example of just like dumb luck of just, but then also being boring, forget about it. The people that just like, oh yeah, my cousin, told me to this and I just totally forgot about it. Oh yeah, Solana. Yeah, I saw it. My friend was like, just put $500 in, and I did, and I just forgot about it. It was like $7. Dear Lord. So if that doesn't convince you to just buy and stop like playing games here, and let's accumulate and rally behind just crypto as being the exit and off, and then even if it doesn't cue you that even the financial system itself is exiting itself out of itself into crypto. JP Morgan, Bank of America, all those big banks, they are all having meetings right now on how to not be completely obsolete. You know this. And if you don't, all you people that are working in banks right now, all the people that are working in banks right now, all the tellers, all the people that are working and issuing loans, or the loan officers and stuff like that, you better start learning about crypto, because your whole bank is about to get flipped upside down. Your whole world is about to get tossed. Okay? It's about to get flipped. Your car's rolling over. And you didn't have your seatbelt on. So you flew out the damn window. So this is what's happening. That is my biggest forecast. I think out of anything that I say about the financial institutions is that just wait. You're going to see Bank of America. You're going to see all these big banks that I just mentioned are going to, because they want to make money. They've been making money off of us for years. They've been making money off of us for overdraft fees and interest and siphoning us for freaking years by the method of the Fed. Where do you think they get the money from? The Fed. And so where do you think they want to get fees for being custodians for all of our, do you think they're just going to let us get rich over here? And they're not going to want to get a piece of the crypto pie? You're absolutely out of your mind. You're crazy. So the whole point, I think, of this live stream is to be like, yo, look at the interest in crypto right now in terms of regular people that don't get what we're talking about here, which means we're so early still. And you're going to get convinced by all these these people that are not getting that. And they're going off the 4-year cycle stuff again, like what we were doing, because we were doing the same thing. But you have to evolve and pivot when it makes sense. This is when it makes sense. 4-year cycle's done, guys. And it is now game on. This was all tests. This was like tests of will of true believers. Now we have no choice but to believe. And if you don't, you're gonna be so massively mistaken. And this isn't to like make you like FOMO, but it's just to like, I just don't get it when I talk to people, when I talk to my friends, people that are, they're still not like, they don't have the urgency that I do. I've gotten the urgency to the point where I talk about it every day now. And I still feel like I'm like, oh my God, I don't have enough. But I digress. Man, I guess, yeah, this title probably didn't do too well on the algorithm. No one cares about gold. People people are like, oh, snooze fest, cool, gold. But you know, if you were to really actually listen to my live stream, I wish there was like thousands of people that were listening right now, because they'd be like, oh, I never thought of looking at gold as the leading indicator for risk on assets to start going insane. But hey, their loss. You 4 people, you're going to be rich. You're going to be so rich, you don't even know what to do with yourself. You're not going to even know what to do with yourself. All right, we got some clips here. We're going to share some clips. We have the Sky Bridge is maintaining a $150,000 price target for Bitcoin by the year end. Let's check it out.
Also, some other news. Anthony Scaramucci, founder and managing partner of Skybridge Capital. As of today, he's also the new lead advisor of AVAX One. That's a company aiming to maximize ownership of AVAX, which is a native token of Avalanche. Just to confuse you a little more, the blockchain used by BlackRock and Visa. AVAX will be a NASDAQ listed, since it is the new name. Again, lots of different pieces to this, for AgriForce Growing Systems. Is that?
I mean, you've read that well. But
is that complicated for people to understand?
Well, it's complicated. To make it simpler, there's a couple of very good layer 1 technologies like Solana, Ethereum, and Avalanche that we believe are going to be the future of tokenization. And so we made a big bet on this alongside of HiveMind and the Avalanche Foundation. And we're going to have a digital asset treasury for Avalanche. It's a smaller token in terms of market cap relative to the bigger ones. But lots of big corporate CTOs, Andrew, are picking up Avalanche as part of their story to tokenize their funds or potentially even tokenize their stocks.
We were just talking about BlackRock and Visa as examples of that.
JP Morgan.
And are they using that instead of Solana or Ethereum?
No, I think we believe in a multi-chain.
Did you hear all those companies they just mentioned and how they're kind of just getting ready? They're getting the rails ready. They're I gotta stop because I don't know too many jokes.
World, but I think what's interesting about Avalanche, they have something called subnets so that you can do some customization on the chain through the contract layering on the token. So it allows for people to sort of have their own digital fingerprint. I often say that Avalanche is like a Swiss Army knife of layer one, so it's got a lot of flexibility. So, but listen, we like the other tokens as well.
Right.
I've
friends
said
with
that
Dan,
as well.
and,
Like
and
Avalanche
obviously
is pretty
great friends with Kyle.
What do you make of what's happening right now with crypto prices? As I said, they've fallen a bit, but obviously they were on a run also.
Yeah, listen, September's typically the worst month for the cryptocurrency businesses. Some of it has to do with tax selling. Some of it has to do with a big run-up that's taken place in the last couple of months, Andrew. But I think long-term, Skybridge is still maintaining his $150,000 price target for Bitcoin by year end. I think it's just a function of the way things get bought in the industry. So you'll see November into December, I think, being good buying periods, and still a tremendous amount of demand for the assets.
What can you explain what's happening right now? Is there something that's actually happening?
I mean, you mean because we've got a 3 or 4% drop in the No, I mean, listen, it's just typical volatility. I think we've had a big run up. There's been a lot of positive announcements, and I think we're just churning a little bit. But again, there's been seasonality. If you look at the 15 years since the inception of Bitcoin, there's been September lows typically. So this is very consistent with that.
What would shake your faith? I mean, what's possible? 90's possible, I'm sure. I'm sure 80's. I'm sure 75's possible.
If you had your faith shaken, it would like domino into me, Joe. But I think it'd be very hard at this point to have my faith
100?
shaken. I mean, you say again?
You could easily go below 100 again.
I think it could go below 100, but I think it could also get to 150 fairly quickly. I'm not. Remember, you guys were kind enough to bring me on the show in October of 2020, where we made our first Bitcoin investment, and it was around 20,000. Yeah. And people lambasted us and said that it was internet magic money, and that we were not doing a service to our clients. So we went from 120 to 112 in 5 years, but we saw a lot of oscillation, a lot of volatility. I don't think the volatility is out of Bitcoin or other crypto assets, but what I do think is that there's way more demand. If you just look at the buying of the ETFs, you look at the digital asset treasuries, et cetera, I think you're going to have a big proliferation, and I think you're going to extend the...
And the important thing to note about the volatility and why it's different this time is because we do have institutions now more at stake with the ETFs. So Bitcoin's volume is now heavily driven, and now Ethereum, by ETF trading. So we have we have outflows and inflows, which is creating the price action coupled with the exchanges liquidating range traders and flushing out leverage. So this is why there is this type of volatility. But ultimately, because the nature of the institutional stake now in crypto, and for these big, like he said, JP Morgan, all these different, that are going to be using these rails, they're not going to want it to basically crash down, like very volatile into the 90s or into like back down to 75. It's most likely just going to, like we've said, and also like Plan B has been saying, it's a staircase market now. It's basically, it goes up 12, 15, 20%, then it creates a floor. So it's like a staircase. It goes up, boom, up, boom, up, boom. And then that basically goes into the seasonal, not cyclical, but seasonal aspects of the whole entire market, because Bitcoin is a representation of the value and the volatility of the whole market. And then gold, like gold is a leading indicator of the dollar going down and risk on assets becoming more of a option. This is why I think this is what's creating the price action. This is why Bitcoin is doing what it's doing. This is why ETH is doing what it's doing. So, yeah.
Cycle for Bitcoin very differently than we've had in the last several
Trump
cycles.
administration's role in that.
Well, I want to add, that's what I was going to say. Let's merge all of your varied and sundry interests.
Yeah.
There's a gold rush in crypto. But part of that gold rush is being, you are seeing the president and his family as part of that gold rush. We had Eric Trump, the president's son, on, who has our birthday.
Yeah, he said, would you meet?
He has our birthday.
We have to thank the president for making our birthday famous, Joe.
January 6th. And Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead.
And Henry Kravis.
And Henry Kravis.
Yeah.
All those people have January 6th. But, and I asked him at the time.
Mine's the 23rd.
Emoluments, perception. I would like to be able to, if I knew what I was doing, to start a great crypto company, because I think there's so much potential. Should the president's family be precluded from doing that? Should he be precluded from getting involved?
I think the president is different. I think the family should not be precluded, if you're asking me my honest opinion.
Yeah,
I don't think that people, as a libertarian, I don't think people in business, because their dad is a political official, should be precluded from doing business. Eric was with you last week, but I was with Eric on Monday night prior to him being here.
I want to be a fly on that wall.
Listen,
you guys are buddies?
Yeah, a little huggy action.
Was there huggy action?
Come on, I like Eric.
Ridiculous. But yeah, it makes a lot of good points. So it's like, it's just a different type of market now. And a lot of people, like AI Griff, feels kind of tainted. He's like, I don't want the institutions in here now. Now they have stake in it. This is supposed to be our stuff. Listen, guys, are you kidding? Here's the deal.
As part of their story to token.
We are a little naive to think that retail money is going to be enough to pump these markets. It's never been our money that's pumping the stocks. It's the printed fiat cash with these big hedge funds and investor market, like all this stuff. That's where that comes from. It's the big banks and the families and the things and the people that have the insider information. It's all a scam in a sense of that sort. It is 100% rigged, and it is a mechanism to be able to make money out of thin air. Because if you don't, the fiat system is terrible, and we know it's being debased, and there's no value in it. So what do? You make more of it out of thin air by having this type of system set up. So we can't be naive to think that we as retail have enough money to then quote pump quote said market. It's not gonna, I don't think, we don't have enough money, for one. So we do need these dudes like Anthony Scaramucci and the Tom Lees and the Michael Saylors to access that $1 billion of liquidity that we're sorry to say, it's the reality. We're not going to access billions of dollars of liquidity at a 0.51% interest rate. We're over here getting credit. We get the opportunity to get a credit card for $1,000 with a 35% interest rate. So we need these assholes to come in and buy our bags. I'm so done on thinking retail is going to come back in the markets. I don't care if they come in the markets or not at this point, because I can't hope that everyone will just wake up to the fact that they're being that everything's being manipulated right in front of their eyes. I can't hope that will happen, because most likely that won't, and people will just be sidelined. So the way that I think about this is that, like, we have to have these these dudes like get the billions of dollars of liquidity, please, because we don't have it. Because we don't have an extra couple $1,000s to be chucking into investments. People are trying to figure out, like, how they're going to be able to pay rent and have enough to be able to buy enough groceries, so they're not eating freaking beans every day and farting up a freaking storm, because all they could eat is beans. Do you understand? It's simple as that. All right, I'm going to show you guys the trades that I have open. Currently, we are on a mission to get trades open on all of the coins that we're bullish on in our portfolio. So if you go to our portfolio, and sorry, this is super bright. Go to dark mode. That includes Chronos, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon, Pull, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, New ticker Bitcoin, the people's Bitcoin, my favorite meme coin. XYO doesn't have leverage positions, which I'm thankful for, but we're going to just be spot buying this. But Pepe, Arbitrum, Wojak doesn't have very much leverage positions either. It's very much driven by spot. So, but Dogecoin's actually the highest traded volume token in the entire ecosystem, top 5 in terms of volume, but let alone it's a meme coin. So in terms of meme coins, highest traded volume token. Orca, when Solana starts to truly break out and finally, like, breaks through the Binance wall, which is the Binance sell wall, because they wanted BNB to pump and break all-time highs first. Guys, this industry is dirty. It's dirty, 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 dirty. You thought the stock market, you thought Wall Street was dirty? Crypto's dirty, my friends. Why do you think BNB got hit the all-time high first? Solana was about to destroy BNB and cross it by market cap. It was neck and neck, and Binance said, "Nope. Sorry. We'll let you slide past. We'll let you pump, but we're gonna pump first." So just know that was driven by Binance. That's my best guess. Brett is dicey. Brett is, I'm still, I'm 50-50 on Brett. I'm bullish, but then also I'm like, I really just, it's, I'm keeping this one close, but far away. Medieval Empires, I just want to accumulate this. I think this is going to be a token that once we get back into the euphoric phase of just completely degenerate risk on, stuff like this always pumps. Same with Ponky, with the meme coin potentials for Solana. I think like Bonk, Fartcoin, the Trump meme coin, Ponky, and what was the other meme coins for Solana that I think would probably get retail attention, but also just yeah, Troll and Giga, Popcat. Fartcoin has still been doing pretty well. But then we have this pump token, man, and this is so controversial, but it's like I think pump really might have a chance to do something. I really think it, like, I know there's like there's such controversial things about it. Whether it's just complete extraction dump, if it's going to really be able to sustain what's happening with the live streams and the quote creator capital streamer markets, all the, you know, the buzzwordy crap. Can they really sustain the roadmap here in the ecosystem? It's just, we're going to have to see. But we were talking about it the other day, and we think that this is at least going to spur other competition, and there's going to be something better that comes out, whether it be from them personally or another application that will get users. Because crypto still too, we can also go off of like what's actually generating the most revenue and actually getting users, getting people to get on chain. That's what we would hope to be early in and be early invested in these things. So then a few years down the line, when these ecosystems truly hit like peak, you know, at least like some of the peak of its value, it's where you get your, you know, your 10x plus kind of moves. But I just don't know. We just have to see. I'm just very neutral. I'm very neutral on the whole pump fund thing. We've even considered like we talked about it. We might set up a stream. We might even just test it. I mean, I feel even just kind of like, it's just like when I learned about crypto and I wanted to start kind of figuring out how to do the DeFi thing. I was like, I at least have to try it. Like I might be like stupid right now about the whole, you know, like and not as knowledgeable, greenhorned, but I still tried to navigate and figure it out. And still learning to this day. Like, it's not like, you know, we're always learning new stuff. Like we said, guys, like honestly, like out of everything, best thing that you can do is just set up some wallets, buy schedule, and do nothing. And watch everyone flop around and guess the market, time the market, try and do all these things. And you just continue to buy and you just like sit back and relax. And I think that's how a lot of people feel, Scuba Gerbil. Some people are kind of like, they're just like waiting for a dumpster fire. Some people are just like watching, they're just like sitting back, they got their popcorn, they're like, oh, this is gonna be great. But I kind of want to be more on the neutral, like, this could be something like huge and we're just not really like getting it. And in order to just really know, you can't be sidelined, because we all have an opportunity to pull the trigger on all of this stuff. Harry says, scheduled by what? BTC or what? Whatever you're bullish on. I mean, I don't care. Like, this is what I've been focusing on. Like, I showed you the list of the things that I've really like, I'd like to get, you know, buy more. I'm bullish on XYO. They just launched a layer 1. I want to DCA this token. Nakamoto Games and like Medieval Empires and the Immutable X ecosystems have always been, they build cool stuff. So like, I want to buy more of these things. I've always loved Dogecoin. Dogecoin was one of the biggest catalysts to get me into crypto. So I would love to have more Dogecoin. Pepe, Wojak, ticker Bitcoin are my favorite memes. I think AVAX, in terms of like what Scaramucci said, Swiss Army knife of ecosystems, they're also like into gaming and finance and, you know, the treasuries and the layer. It's fast as hell. So Arbitrum, super fast as well, and a good settlement layer and a layer 2. That AVAX is a layer 1, but Arbitrum is a layer 2 because it uses ETH for the gas, but AVAX actually uses AVAX for the gas. No, Harry, I look at my portfolio and I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. Like, I look at my portfolio and I'm not even near where I would be wanting to sell anything. It's still down. I'm still down. I'm like, most of us are probably massively down. Like, why would you even think about selling? You'd be selling at a loss unless you're doing it for tax purposes, but there's no, in my opinion, this is the worst time to sell. Because there's going to be all these people saying, yep, that was the top. Sell it right now. And it's like, just... Like, I get it. We're all PTSD from altcoin crashes going down 99%. I get it. Where we have all the PTSD from the cycles that we've had before. Harry, how could you be down? In crypto, there's people that are making money. There's people that are losing money. There's people that are all over the place. I explained the reasons why I'm down. We definitely don't have to get into that. Go back during the Trump pump and dump and watch my live streams. You'll go, oh. Oh, that's why. We've had to have a lot of come to Jesus moments, on this channel. And also, Harry, you have to remember, most of the things that you see on crypto Twitter and people making money is fake. By the way, you can't believe everything you see. You also can't believe people that are flashing the watches and the cars and stuff like that. Most of that is rented. Most of that's leased. Even the villa that you might see, that's an Airbnb. Don't be so quick to think that everyone, quote, should be up. I think that's hilarious. Because it's funny, because you even think that the person that might be that lives down the street from you or is in the town that drives a shitty Civic probably is loaded. But because they drive a shitty Civic, you might think they don't have as much money. People get caught doing that shit all the time. Like, it is a lot of what you see is a show, and you can't believe everything you see. You'll know a true, genuine representation of someone's journey in crypto if you just pay attention. Because a lot of it is grift, and a lot of it is like annoying stuff that is not really how like a true investment, responsible investor is going to approach even crypto. Because some of these dudes and girls and whoever are going to paint it like, vape cabal style, like it is a casino, where it might be more than just, quote, the digital casino, or they're like, oh, it's no crying in the casino. Well, my friends, it's not a freaking casino. It's literally the new digital economy that the suits are now buying. And you want me to be in the trench? It's like, no, I'm going to be a quote responsible investor. Which means there's no chart. I love you. That's what it means. There's no chart. I love you. There is no chart. All right, shout out to all the people that are watching on X. Dude, it's so funny, man. A headband, it's so funny because it's like people think that everyone in crypto is just somehow rich. I'm like, most people got rugged in crypto, and there's like a very small portion of people, if you were to average it out, that have like gotten rocked, got boned, got clammed, got sawed. I mean, just ripped apart. And people are like, oh, you're not up, bro? Like, give me a freaking break. Give me a freaking break. Most of the people in crypto haven't even done spreadsheets on their losses or profits and losses. You don't even know what you're at. Out of here. You don't even know how much you've lost. I don't even think you guys know how much you've made. Give me the spreadsheet. Give me the spreadsheet of your losses and profit and losses over the past 5 years. I bet your ass you don't have it. You don't got it? I guarantee it. You don't even know what your budget is. You don't even know how much you might not even know how much money you made this month. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're here, my friends, to remind you that it's time to lock in. It's time to lock in. If you ain't got that number, you better figure it out. Because AI is coming for your ass. No, I'm just kidding. Better learn crypto quick. You better learn it fast. Everyone's laughing at, quote, internet capital money markets, but then their ass is probably going to be in a couple months with a spinny cap and a lollipop on stream trying to get clicks. Don't be Don't be the last laugh. Oh my gosh. They're like, I can't believe you're streaming on Pump Fun. And then I'm going to see that same person going like, da 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 da. Like, welcome to the WB. I like chicken. Speaking of frogs, speaking of that freaking dancing frog, let's look at Yeah, sometimes we have like a mental illness of being too bullish crypto sometimes, and that's what's rocked me on trades because I've actually done pretty good. I've done pretty good trading, and then I didn't. You could be doing real good, and all of a sudden you're not, and then your morale gets hit real quick. You thought you were a genius, and then all of a sudden you got a spinning cap on. You were looking like the quant, laser sharp, and then went straight to wearing the spinny cap in the sandbox, eating your boogers. That's what trading can do to you. I was feeling on top of the world. I was telling people, I was even almost felt, and I don't like to brag ever, but I was even like, because I almost couldn't believe it. I was like, guys, I made $2,500 this week. I was like, yeah. I used to do that in Ode to Jason Casper. We'd put on the pump song and we would do the pump song. Jordan Shirtlift says, are you watching me? What do you mean? Yes, I'm watching you. That's me from the top balcony. With the binoculars. Yes, that's been me the whole time. Pepe actually looks pretty good because it's I was like, okay, if we're gonna trade the channel here, then we're just gonna touch the channel again. Like we'll just like hit that, and then that's like go time. We're almost there. I mean, we basically hit it, but like go time would be like right here. Oh. I haven't had much food at all this morning. I ate Taco Bell last night, so I thought I'm just going to give my body a break. And also I ate Taco Bell 2 nights in a row, which makes me feel like a piece of shit human. So I was like, yeah, I think even the dude in the drive-thru looked at me. He looked at me. He was like, dude, you're here again? He's like, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like, no, you can't do that. It wasn't my fault though, because I got it the other night, and then my wife didn't get it. She was jealous that I got it because she hadn't had Taco Bell in a while. So then she sent me there. So then I was like, damn it, I gotta show my face again in the drive-thru. Well, yeah, I know that. Yeah, also alcohol's poison, and everyone's been just boozing that crap up like it's no problem. Yeah, alcohol's also poison. You guys forgot about that. I know it's like socially acceptable for every opportunity to get alcohol in your body. That's also a poison. The air we breathe actually is also a poison because they keep spraying stuff too much. So everything's a poison. So really, you just have to be constantly detoxing and turning, and your body has to be like a sponge. Yeah, you just have to just know that like you're being constantly bombarded by stuff on a daily basis. So you just have to have like a protocol of getting that stuff out of you. You could do a lot of yoga. You could do a lot of you can do sauna, heavy metal detoxification. So you have to have binders, cell binders that actually, what is it called? There's a difference between something that actually connects to something, and then it's like, and then it just like it's like it clamps onto it, and it actually is a carrier to help take it out of your body. I can't remember what's the term. I can't think of the term for that. Cilantro is good for that. Cilantro, certain greens powders like the like all the like that stuff is good for taking out heavy metal toxins. Man, see the thing that I don't like about Brett is like it pumps really well when we get like risk on sentiment, like when people start saying, yeah, alts, yeah, alt season, Brett starts going, but then the moment that people lose hope, it dumps the fastest as well. So that's the only thing I don't like about Brett is that like the moment people lose confidence, they're just like, that's the first thing that they sell out of is like, I'm just going to sell out of my position. And I'm like, okay. So that's just like some of these coins you'll notice like, you know, when the going's tough and it's like really tough, you know, people just like, they dip out. They're just like, man, they just sell. They're trying to be traders, you know, they're like, oh, let me sell here and then buy back here. And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, you're really going to sell here so then you can try and buy back lower. Is that really going to make a freaking big damn difference when the damn thing is like crushing up here? When Bitcoin's at 150K? Who cares? Who cares at that point? Stop it. Scuba Gerbil said, I thought heavy metal detox was when you do a lemon water fast and only listen to heavy metal. I can't believe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. No, that's like a Spinal Tap. So I can't believe I've been doing it wrong this whole time. You've been detoxing off of heavy metal. What the literal crap? Okay. What do you guys think is going to happen here for the rest of the week? You think we're going to have like a Me? Eating my boogers? No, I don't know. I don't do that. I don't do that. I'll pick them, but I'm not going to eat them. You know, I mean, if you got one in there, you got to get it out. You don't want to be talking to someone. You got like a booger hanging out of your nose. you gotta, and also hopefully people are very polite and said, excuse me, sir. You have a booger hanging out of your nose. And then you say, excuse me. Bumblebee tuna. You say, excuse me, your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna. Bumblebee tuna. Alrighty then. Yeah, we totally missed the bottom. We really like choked up on trying to trade the bottom of the range here. Definitely did not catch the bottom at all. Not even close. Oh, yeah. Not even close. It's tricky because this wick could be a signal of where the market, because like they love doing this. They'll wick it down, they bring it back up, and then they chop it up a little bit. Chop. And you just don't know if it's going to be an inverse head and shoulders like this. And then it goes like this. Or it could just go bleh, and then we just get destroyed. $107. We go 107. It's possible. We got 107. We got 98,000. I mean, I don't know. What do you want? What do you want, Bitcoin? But I know 128,000 is what we've been eyeing as the range for the next all-time high. What do you guys think? We are going to set a stop loss, though, for this particular trade. We're going to set a 0 stop loss, break-even stop loss. All right, guys, I appreciate you coming in today. I know kind of a little bit of slow Monday, a bit of a slow Monday. I know the weekend was a little bit, I bet the weekend was probably busy for you. It was busy for me. We had a lot of shows, a lot of festival stuff happening. So I was running sound for a lot of those things. But thanks for coming in. If you guys didn't hit the like button already, please do so. No. But it's from it's from Ace Ventura Pet Detective, When Nature Calls. They said, because they say Bumbaway a tuna, and he's like, good evening, Bumblebee tuna. It's too good. All right, let's get a pulse. Let's get a pulse. Oh yeah, we wanted to shout out to More Light. He apparently thinks I'm the best streamer. You guys will have to be the judge of that. You decide. Where's that post? He just posted this about 2 hours ago. Yeah, because I didn't know this was I knew that it was the last minute, but I didn't know like the full story. So let's give a moment to recognize More Light. Also, it says it also never really mentioned or highlighted this, but here's some cope, but it's real. So F you. He said, I took the fight last minute to fill in for the fill-in guy. He said last minute to fill in for the fill-in guy who was the second person to drop out. So he says, so I was in no way training for a fight. I had taken a full month off from training. So I was brand new to kickboxing and had only trained for less than a year total in his life. Was just doing it for 3x per, like about 3 times a week for fun. And he said, they called me and said, hey, do you want to do it? We need somebody. What was I going to do? Pee out? No. During sparring the week of the fight, the dude leg kicked my right knee and it buckled sideways, said I could barely walk or move it at all, let alone kick. But did I back out? Did I use it as an excuse? No. I bet More Light was a skateboarder. The other team played psychological mind games with me. The helpful fill-in guy with 0 bad blood, BitBoy, as BitBoy's trainer himself intimated to me post-fight, they intentionally leaked shitty fight training videos so people would underestimate BitBoy while he was training insanely hard to kill whatever original opponent he had beef with. So interesting. And they planned to have him get in my face during weigh-in so I'd flinch and look like a bitch for clips. He said I didn't budge. And he said he talked smack at him for being clownish at the moment. Said I won't even discuss the actual in-fight stuff. This is just the context. Said it was super fun and I loved it, but it was also insanely stressful and hard. And I was not ready for it, but did it anyway. I remember. That was history in the making. That was history in the making. It's the first time seeing the jacket. I was like, that is a dope racing jacket. I was like, who is this character? Forever etched in the timeline of crypto Twitter and meme culture. Yeah, everything looks like dog crap right now, so I wouldn't look at any of your charts. Don't look at any of your charts. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like what you see. You're really not going to like what you see. It's not going to look too good. Let's see how ETH's doing. How's ETH doing? ETH dropped a pretty heavy as well. A little bit more aggressive. Damn. You can see that too. Look, this is like, if you look at the 3 minute, look at the 3 minute here. You see that 3 minute, they destroyed the traders. Then they pumped it right back up, destroyed them again. No, guys, yeah, don't do it. No, you need to just step away. Step away from the charts. Don't look at the chart. Just, you know what you're bullish on. So this is the, like, so you know the market looks like shit. So just buy your stuff. Because before, everything was kind of pumping a little bit. So now at least you're not buying in the green. You're buying in the red. Always feels better when you're buying when things are green, right? Doesn't feel as good to buy when it's red. I'm about to open up a damn credit card to buy this dip right now. No, it sounds, I know, so about to go into debt. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to all the people that have newly subscribed. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And the videos recently have been doing well, so thank you for tuning in and watching those videos. Let's check out the links in the description where we got the crypto.com link. We'd love for you guys to check out crypto.com if you haven't. I think honestly, out of all the big exchanges like Coinbase and all the ones, I really do think crypto.com has I think it's undervalued. I really think it's undervalued, and it's not because I hold the Crow token. I've talked about crypto.com for years being kind of the GOAT, and also just one that didn't go belly up like all the other ones did. They didn't do sketchy stuff. You know, they've for the most part been pretty responsible. And they have massive deals in stake in the Trump family, administration, America. The Trump media company invested heavily in Crow. So that's just kind of like why I mean, that's not even the reasons why I've been bullish crypto.com, but like with the Trump aspect, that was just another, like a nice added bonus caveat. But we think that they have something up their sleeves that they've been testing out in terms of their ecosystem with the sports betting, the just like the prediction markets, the stocks, you can basically use the whole app as a super app in that way to just be able to do all your stuff in there. And I think they've been doing it the best out of everyone. And I don't get paid to say this. It would be so nice if I got paid to say this, and I would tell you if I was, but I don't have to. It's just I just use this stuff, and I'm just bullish on it anyway. By the way, you know, people like Lark Davis, all these people, you know, the people that have 500,000 so subscribers, they get paid to talk about most of the stuff that they're bullish on. And I would wager to bet that like they probably have very few things that they don't get paid to talk about that they just are going to legitimately tell you that they're bullish on, unless they just have like paid stake in it. So it's like, you know, good for you. Really shows us the sentiment. It's just like, okay, I got video receipt proof that we've been just shilling crypto.com without even them maybe even noticing at all. So yeah, maybe that'll pay off one day. Maybe that'll pay off one day. We'll see. I just think it's funny. Shout out to the Sprotos. I said, you guys are still worrying about this year. The Fed's saying they ain't going to cut again until next year. The feds are potentially saying that they're not going to cut any more rates this year. That was it. We got John 3:16 in the house. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. You bought a Pepe position? Not because I said so. I hope you didn't. Because you remember this channel is not financial advice. Entertainment purposes only. I think Pepe's in a good spot. Like everything right now, most of the alts have still not touched their Trump dump all-time high. Well, if you bought 2 weeks ago, let's go to the weekly chart then. If you bought 2 weeks ago, then you bought the top, my friend. You bought around in this candle then. You bought around in this candle, which was when things were looking good, which is always classic. We tend to want to buy when things are looking good, and we don't want to buy when they look bad, which we always have to reverse that psychology and continue to battle that psychology and reverse it and say, no, buy when it looks like absolute trash, and we need to be taking little profits as it goes up. Yeah, you can even see here on my EMA ribbon, like the EMA ribbon flipped bearish on the weekly, about right here. It couldn't hold and sustain, and even you can see here when it flipped and went down pretty bearish on the EMA. And the last time it crossed and it actually stayed was only last year, and also in February 2024, and then also at the end of the year. So there were 2 times where we had a pump. And I would wager to bet that we'll have another November pump like we did here, October, November for Pepe. Because look, October, you can see November, I'd say November. Well, let's go to the monthly. We need to look at the monthly, and then we'll really know. Okay, so look. February, March, bullish, okay? Remember 2024 in those times? That was like cranking. This is what we're probably going to have is a similar November, October candle. I think ETH is going to see more of the pump first in October based on Bitcoin and the ETF flows. Then we'll see it go into Pepe. So what we're going to see here is we're going to see ETH go first in the consolidation. That'll pump, Bitcoin's going to go, and then Pepe will follow with probably a pretty bullish monthly candle that looks like this, but for possibly November right here. So we get, possible consolidation, maybe bullish, bullish rest of year. But we have to see how October is going to be, because the October here was red. Wasn't very much action right here, but then this was like game on. Then you look here, we might see the same play out. Like October might be eh. Bitcoin, Ethereum maybe still the show, and then we get it going into testing at least the all-time high from the Trump dump, which would be that 786. We'd first test the 618, which is that top of the candle. The rest of that action is all wicks. Hard to judge what's going to happen in there. We have to see sustained candle action, nice thick bodies, no wicks like this, because then that shows the weakness, We're projecting if we break out like we saw here, then that would happen towards this portion of the market. So this would happen first, right here. And then this would happen out here in the March of 2026, which would get us then to that price here. It's my best bullish case scenario for Pepe's price action based on the market moves from the beginning of last year into the Trump pump and then the dump that happened. It would match the channel of volatility, and all we would need to be doing is just accumulating on these portions where we know it's historically not a very high volume traded month, and we're just kind of waiting for the setup to get to the next level. And you think a setup like this is great. Funny enough, Monero is now, whilst everything is kind of going down, Monero's pumping up a little bit. Did we mark this? Dang. Yeah, look at that. Nice bounce off that trend. Trying to test back up into that $400. We were just there, May. Monero might be a decent trade right now. Might be actually seeing a rotation from all the alts that were just pumping. Because it seemed like some of those alts were bleeding, Monero was bleeding into the alts that were taking market share, and now we're seeing a rotation. So all that rotation's already played out to the 37% markup. Then we've had a consolidation down 14%, and as long as we don't touch that band right there, we got support here. But then look, we just hit support here. Potentially continue that move, and you can see, like, look right there, there's the support, there's support right there, bounce level, got a middle range. That's about, I would say, like, if you want to set a limit, that's a great limit order right there at like 288, 289, around this, anywhere in here to catch that move to the next resistance. 23% right there, pushing it up to 356. Yeah, Monero is actually looking pretty sweet. Yeah, the XMR trade. Let's look at that. Actually, that is looking good. I might be considering the Monero trade. And the Monero trade could be something that you could even swing long as your like hedge into privacy and into what you think would be the rotation out of even Bitcoin and some of these alts going into Monero. What do you guys think? What you thinking, fam? See who's streaming. All right, we got Trade Intuition streaming. Nice. Watch this before your next trade. See, that's a better title. Watch this before your next trade in live setups. That gets people a little bit more interested. My title was garbage today. I think that's probably why I didn't have very many people like popping in. They're like, who cares about gold? You old man. My gold soars to new all-time highs as crypto sells off. And they're like, we're not clicking on that. Sorry. Yeah, bad title today. Not a good title. Trade Intuition, your title was so much better than mine. Yeah. I will tell you right now.
Crazy sell off on Bitcoin and it pulls everything down. Here you go. I like it. No. So you're John in the house. What's up, John? Appreciate you, man. Smash the like button. Yes, definitely smash the like. Thank you for everybody being here. You guys are absolutely great. Pepe, please. Yeah, definitely, man. And so we're going to do Pepe, and this for John 316. Appreciate you. Okay. 2.7, and it did. So let's do this 2 days ago. Been about right here. So when the price was here in this bounce zone where we had a much higher likelihood of potentially going up, Lil Casper said, nope, I don't think it's going to go up. I think it's going to go down. And not only do I think it's going to go down, but I'll tell you to the exact price, 2.7. So Lil Casper, how did you know? That's what I want to know. How did you know? Do you have some chicken bones that you're throwing on your mouse and it's telling you 2.7? Well, what's your secret? Dano Crypto, what's up, buddy? What is up? So let's see here. See here. I can see it go sideways for 2 days, maybe. Talking about Dash. Hey, there you go. So Lil Casper, thank you, my man. You see that? Let's give Lil Casper a round of applause. Lil Casper did the who, what, where, when, why. Very important. Because now I would have been thinking you're thinking about XRP. But you gave who, the what, where, when, why. You said 2 days, maybe, sideways, and talking about Dash. Nice work, my friend. Appreciate you greatly. Let's see here. Can we check out Cass? Yes. So let's do Cass. And this is going to be the last one. If you want to continue it, then please consider doing a donation. But this will be the last one.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. No respect. No respect. Look at this. Absolutely no respect here. No respect. Look at this garbage. Absolute trash. That's funny. All right, we have to show this. This is so funny. This is Zombie's update about Gabriel Haynes. He received the Hex tablet, which I am jealous of. He received the Pulse Chain marketing device. You know, I just feel like this. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I feel like Rodney Danofield over here. I'm like, I talk about Pulse Chain. You know, like enough that I think I should. You know, I should deserve a boogie too, a boogie board. They even call it a boogie board. I mean, you know, it's no respect out here. I've been taught, but this guy right here was dogging on Pulse Chain, gets the freaking device, sells it to someone. Look at this.
Hey, my Gabby friends, Gabby received the Pulse Chain LCD marketing gift, and he made a viral video here. I received a mysterious gift.
Mysterious package to my address here.
So this is awesome. Wonderful to see. And then what ends up happening is a Pulse Chain member actually meets up with him and buys his tablet. This is so good.
Tablet is mooning. I shouldn't have sold that goddamn scam tablet.
So there's gonna be some language. So just cover ears. Get the kids out of the room.
Now I'm looking at my fucking portfolio. It's all nuking to goddamn zero while this tablet is up 10x from where I...
You gotta admit, friends, it is funny marketing. Just remove the price stuff. It is funny marketing where he's like, ha, what an idiot. You want to buy my LCD gift for $150? Bang! And then like a week later, it's, you know, literally 12x in price. Which is 100% true to the spirit of crypto. Just when you think you're like, ha, yes, suckers, I'll sell you my useless cryptocurrency. And then you get this big fat epic moonshot because you're just like, oh, it makes no sense. And then the next time you try to do this, you hold and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be one of those suckers who are selling right now. Then you cop the minus 99%, which is kind of funny. The sell always seems to work in cryptocurrencies. Even written here, I love Richard. It's kind of fun, friends. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta love crypto. You gotta love crypto. It's funny. It is funny. That's the thing. It's like it's funny and it's not boring. You know, we definitely have fun here. We definitely have fun. We definitely have some fun. That's for sure. We're like, that's for true. we definitely have to have fun around here. That's for true. All right, I gotta go eat food before I lose my mind. I've about lost my mind on this live stream. So all coffee, no food. It's a disaster. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for smashing up those likes. We will be covering the markets again for the rest of the week. And we're going to yeah, man, we got a lot of work to do. You know, we actually, you know, it seems like there's not a lot going on, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to be bullish on, and there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of work to do. So we're going to get on that work, and we're going to be bullish crypto. And we're going to continue to build. Like CZ, build. Funds are Seifu, Seifa, Sufa, Simplify. Thanks, CZ. We appreciate it. All right, so we encourage you guys to come back again. But first, real quick, well, let's because Halloween's got a tweet, doesn't tweet very often. He says, I'm proud to say that after years of hard work from the biggest soldiers of the egregore, Bitcoin is listed on Coinbase. Get out of here. What? Bitcoin is listed on Coinbase. A big thank you to the big soldiers that have kept showing up every day. You are the reason you can buy and sell Bitcoin on both major. Am I losing? How did I miss that? Where is the official announcement? This is it? What in the world? Get out of town. Get out of freaking town. Rain Sand said, when PLSX 1 cent, send it. I know. I have the same feeling about Pulse X as I do with, let's go to the farm. As I do with, like, the DEXs on Solana, like Orca and all that. Cause like the potential of the DEX tokens and what they can do in terms of like the pools and the liquidity and how it's set up. Yeah. Don't get me going. Don't get me going. What in the hell? Yeah, I was going to end the live stream, but now I'm I'm sidelined here. When was this posted? Oh, this was like 19 minutes ago. Okay. So literally they like just announced it. Okay. I gotta see this on Coinbase. I gotta see this. What? Let's go. Who's got the most volume right now? Actually, interesting enough, the most volume for ticker Bitcoin is actually HTX. They're pretty bullish ticker Bitcoin. Bybit though is as well. We got LBank Gate, BitGet. Let's see, where's Coinbase? Coinbase is obviously going to be the most recent one. It's not listed on CoinMarketCap just yet, but yeah, we're gonna have to look at Coinbase on our phone. My other phone over here is not turning on, so damn. Man, I want to check this. I know, that's freaking awesome. So it got Coinbase before Binance. That was always, I was wondering, like, which one are they going to get first? Are they going to get Coinbase or are they going to get Binance? Like, which one was going to be the one to, pony up and list the ticker, the people's Bitcoin? And I wonder if they listed it as the ticker Bitcoin. Did they list it as Bitcoin? Because that would be even better. That means like Coinbase is playing along the right way, because some of these exchanges that have listed the ticker Bitcoin, they listed as HPOSNI, and it's like no, or they'll list it as Harry or something like that. It's like no. It's the ticker is Bitcoin. That's the joke. Do you get it? That's why it's my favorite meme coin. It's just as simple as that. The ticker's Bitcoin. Ticker's always Bitcoin. You don't have to complicate it. I mean, it's literally in the tarot cards. I don't even know what else to tell you, but I mean, it's in the tarot. All right, we're very excited. We're really excited right now. Where are my Sprotos at? Where are my Sprotos at? I gotta see the chart. I need literally. I'm about to go open up a credit card and full port the entire balance into ticker Bitcoin. All right, guys. I'll leave you with that. Thank you for coming in. We're gonna do some more digging and some more research, and then, man, we're gonna make a ticker Bitcoin video about it being listed on Coinbase. Let's go. All right. I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning into today's live stream. I hope you got a little bit of value out of it, even if it was just a little smidge or a skosh of value. Make sure you like the live stream. Leave a comment. Let me know what you would like to see in the future for these live streams, or any videos, or you'd like me to cover ecosystems you'd like me to cover, something that you're really interested in. You want me to do a deep dive into it. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feedback on what that might be. And yeah, with that being said, may the light of the Lord Jesus Christ shine on you and your families. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. We'll be back. Click your notifications and click the bell all, because we're going to be releasing a video about this ticker Bitcoin announcement. So watch for that. And then we might go live later too. So check on that as well. But love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.